Today is 23rd September, it's about 4:27, half an hour before market closes. Market today trade a wide range bar with just average volume, up 40 point. Currently at 3086. Now immediate resistance is at this level here of 3109, 3108. Support is the recent pivot low here of 3038. The more significant support is at this level here, 3023, which coincide with the gap. Now this gap support is significant and market managed to actually hold there. Now the 1326 is still downward pointing, so market is generally still slightly bearish. And you notice that actually the bar tend to overlap, so it's actually quite choppy. Now if you take a look, this is S&P 500. Let's take a look at the daily charts. You notice actually S&P has been able to actually hold at this line and bounce off. This is a lower channel line, but it actually broke this and with a gap. So this upward move is just a normal retracement, normal throwback. The fact that actually we had a gap here is something actually negatives. So after this throwback, it may well move downwards. So we had to be more careful at this point in time. So if you take any positions, you had to be more cautious. Now let's take a look at some of the strong stock we'll be discussing. This is some Modara. Here we have very nice run-ups and followed by a pullback. Now it's more likely to consolidate sideways. Now mentioned before, the stocks itself generally was actually more sluggish in nature, except for this rally. So it's actually good to actually trade on a weekly charts. Now this is what happens. We have a very strong rally and notice the daylights has increased. So if the stocks can trade sideways, close out a daylight, that'll be positive, because usually after a run like this, you need time to digest the game. And we look for eventually break on the upside. Franken. Now this stock has a big deeper breakout, but not very impressive bar. Just to mark out back high here is at 245. Now if we can continue to trade sideways even after this breaks, it's actually generally still positive, because this stock is a bit overextended, and we want to actually make sure that we actually form a nice base. If you take a look at the weekly charts, you can see actually have been trading for more than a year, and here is trading with daylight. So again, if it can trade sideways, so that will provide us with a good base to actually look for a break on the upside. Nevertheless, if I take the trade here, stop loss is one tick below this low here of 238. Grand Venture. Again, many of these stocks are actually overextended and is consolidating. So this is one of the example. So it's quite clear it's actually bouncing off to SMA. So again, today we have a weak move rather. If you notice, actually the volume is actually still very low. So the gain may start in the trading range, so we just patiently wait for it to finish its consolidation. UMS. Now UMS has a corporate action, so again, sometimes we prefer to actually trade after the corporate actions, the bonus issue, and after that look for eventually break on the upside. Now we discussed AEM and previous videos. Now this stock has a break above this resistance line here, but appeared short-lived. So of course on this day itself, 20th September, we have a broad market sell down, and stock react to likewise. Today managed to trade above the high volume resistance, which is actually a significant event. If you can continue to trade up here, that will be positive. Look for eventually break above this high here of 432. Now IFAS has a very strong run up, and mentioned previously $10 is a psychology resistance, is trading below that. Again, if you can hover below the $10, look for eventually break above this high here of 1010. Now we also discussed Olam for several weeks. This appears to be holding up well despite weak market sentiments, and we particularly would like to ride on this momentum build here. And notice over here we have very nice consolidations and managed to actually break out yesterday, and today try inside bar. Now this happens to be a high volume resistance, so it's important to actually watch this. Look for a final break above this 171.